So let's proceed to problem number 1. Calculate the Rankine active and passive forces per unit length of the wall shown and find the location of the resultant. The sand unit weight is 17 kN per cubic meter. The angle of internal friction is 32 degrees and the height of wall is 4.5 meters. The required is, from the problem, Rankine active and passive forces and the location of the resultant. So if we are to look at the figure here, we can say that this is a single layer soil. And then, wala siyang Q na sinasabi. Ang meron lang yung unit weight, tapos friction angle, tsaka height of wall H. So, single layer lang siya. So, ganito ang ating figure. Pero, wala siyang surcharge. So, triangular loading lang tayo. Soil loading lang tayo. So, step 1 is solve the coefficients, wherein K sub A is 1 minus sine phi all over 1 plus sine phi, which is ito. Okay, so 1 minus sine phi divided by 1 plus sine phi. Nakalink siya dito sa friction angle. And then, yung K sub P, 1, ganito naman, 1 plus sine phi divided by 1 minus sine phi. Nakalink din siya sa friction angle. Or, pwede mo ring 0.31 divided by 1 divided by 0.31. So, inverse lang siya. Next is, we go now to step 2. So, pwede nating i-adapt itong figure, pero wala na yung layer sa second layer sa ilalim. So, parang ganito lang siya, no? Yan. So, hanggang sigma 1 lang tayo. Okay, so, ang H1 natin dito ngayon would be 4.5. Tapos, yung unit weight 1 is 17. Tapos, yung phi is 32. And then, this is sand. And alam natin na ang sand ay cohesionless, kaya ang C1 is equal to 0. Okay, so triangular loading. So now let us solve the pressure diagram, or unahin natin yung stress sa ilalim na sigma 1, which is equal to unit weight times H times K. Or eto rin yun, ano? Unit weight times H times K sub A. Okay, so that is simply, you equal it to 17 times H times K sub A. So that's how I got 23.51. And then, yung force na P1 is simply the area of this triangle, and that is 1/2 sigma 1 times H1, which is your P sub A. Okay? So this is 1/2 or 0.5 times yung sigma 1 or yung base ng triangle, which is 23.51, times H, 4.5. That's how you got 52.89. And then, ganon din dito sa passive force. Pero, ang kailangan mo dito ay itong stress nung kabilang triangle. Tsaka, that's how you got passive pressure na, or passive force na 560. And obviously, ang location nito is 1/3 nung triangle height, which is 1.5 meters. Now, let's go to problem number 2. So, it states that find the Rankine active force and location of resultant. Soil from the ground is 1.2 meters of dry sand with unit weight of 16.5 kilonewton and friction angle of 30 degrees. So, hanggang dito muna yung i-analyze natin, ano? So yung from the ground or yung top, let's say dito, is 1.2 meters. So yan ang ating H1. Yan. So, or you can say that this is your upper layer. And that is dry sand. Tapos ang unit weight niya or U1 is 16.5 kilonewton. Tapos ang phi is 30 degrees. And then ang ating height of wall H1 is 1.2 meters. And then followed by next is groundwater table. So sa ilalim ng H1 is yung groundwater table. Yan. So ito na. Below the groundwater table is 4.5 meters layer of sand with saturated unit weight of 19.2 kilonewton per cubic meter and friction angle of 35 degrees. Okay, so ang ating H2 would be 4.8 meters, which is, ayan, so parehas na dito sa ating figure. Tapos, ang saturated unit weight or unit weight SAT is 19.2 and friction angle phi sub 2 is 35 degrees. Then calculate the Rankine active force per unit length and the location of the resultant. So Rankine lang ang kailangan natin dito or K sub A. Now, step 1 is solve the coefficients. So K sub A lang, no? And ang ginamit ko dito ay K1, K2. K1 being the coefficient of layer 1, K sub 2 is the coefficient of layer 2. So again, ganito ang gagamitin natin, 1 minus sine phi. Pero this time, ang gagamitin natin ay yung phi 1. Para sa K2, ang gagamitin ay yung phi sub 2. Okay? Next is, punta na tayo ngayon dito sa step 2, draw and compute the pressure diagrams. And then, the problem does not say anything about surcharge or Q. Kaya, dalawang soil layer lang yan. So, dalawang triangle, which is yung sigma 1 tsaka sigma 3. And then, take note na since two layers of different soil properties, yung upper layer is magtra-transmit siya dun sa ilalim ng lower layer in a rectangular behavior, ano? Yan, itong area niya is rectangular. Okay, next. So, mag-start tayo palagi sa upper layer, which is at H1. So, una nating sosolvin ay yung sigma 1 or stress at the bottom of the upper triangle, which is equal to unit weight 1 H1 K1, which is ito. So, tingnan natin yung link. Ayan siya, unit 1 H1 and then ito pala, no? Yan. So, this is unit 1 H1 and then K1, and that is 6.6. Next is punta tayo dito sa ilalim naman. So yung itong rectangular loading, which is galing dito sa triangle. Okay? So yung kinonvert natin siya na rectangular or kinonvert natin siya as uniform load para mag-act siya as a rectangular polygon. And we will now solve sigma 2, yung base ng rectangle, which is equal to unit 1 H1 times K2. Ngayon, bakit unit 1 H1? Kasi we are dealing with the upper layer, which is unit 1 tsaka which is unit weight 1 tsaka H1. And then dadaan siya dito sa layer sa second layer, kaya i-multiply natin siya ng K sub 2. Yan. Okay, so that is ito. So unit weight 1 times H1 times K2. And that's how you got 5.37. Next, we now go to sigma 3, which is the triangle of the second layer itself. Pero this time, ang gagamitin natin na unit weight is submerged unit weight. Or, ito yung tatanggalin mo yung pore water pressure. Or, ima-minus mo yung 9.81 or yung unit weight ng water sa saturated unit weight. Which is simply ito, unit weight saturated minus unit weight of water. And then, multiply mo yung height nung second layer, multiply mo ng K sub 2. So, that is your sigma 3. Which is, ayan. So, 19.2 minus 9.81, close parenthesis, times H2 times K2. So, sinusundan lang natin ito. Okay? Next is, so mapapansin ninyo na lahat ng arrows ay directed towards the wall. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng forces ay active ang kanyang behavior. Ibig sabihin, lahat itutulak yung wall away from the soil. Okay? Next is, since meron tayong groundwater table, gagawa din tayo ng pressure diagram ng water. Which is, ito na, yung P8. So, ang stress 8, or dito naman, that is simply unit weight of water times H2, which is ito, no? 9.81 times H2. Next, so this is the pore water pressure. Yung triangle na yan, this is the pressure diagram for the saturated sand, and then this is the pressure diagrams for the upper layer of soil. Okay, so after the pressure diagrams or polygons, so solvein na natin yung areas ng mga polygons, which is simply your forces. Okay, so sa area 1, that is corresponds to P1, area 2 corresponds to P2, so forth and so on. So, ang P1, that is equal to 6.6 times H1, or that is 1.2 divided by 2. So, that's how I got 3.96. Okay, so, pakita ko lang. 6.6 times H1 divided by 2. So, yan yung 3.96. Next is P2. Ang P2 naman, that is equal to 5.37. Okay. Ngayon, yung 5.37, yan yung lower base ng mga polygons, ano? So, area lang, 5.37 times H2, which is 4.8. Next, for P3, yung base ng lower triangle, that is 12.21 times H2 divided by 2. Okay? And finally, para sa water, 47.09 times H2 ulit divided by 2. Yan lang. Next is, kukunin natin yung resultant force. So, total mo lahat yan. And you have 172.04. And then, after this, we solve the lever arms, or that is the distance of the forces from the base of the wall. So, yung P1, that is simply H2 plus 1/3 of H1. Okay, so let us solve that. H2 plus H1 divided by 3. Yeah, so that's how I got 5.2. Para sa Y2, or the lever arm of P2, that is simply half of H2. Yan lang. And finally, solvein na natin ngayon yung location or the lever arm of your resultant P from the base. Okay? So, that is equal to, dito na tayo ngayon, location of resultant. By the way, ito yung mga sinolve natin na mga y values. Take note na yung y sub 4 corresponds to P4, which is the pore pressure force. So dito sa figure on the right, that corresponds to y sub 8 or P8 kasi yan yung water. Anyway, intindihin nyo na lang yan. So common sense. Ngayon, ang location of resultant or your bar y is equal to summation py divided by summation p. Okay? So, dito sa Excel, pwede mong gawin yan. Equal to p times y. Copy mo yan. Copy, paste, paste, paste. Tapos, this is now equal. And then, isum mo rin yan. Sum. Tapos, ngayon, yung 1.8 is equal to summation of this divided by summation p. And that's how you got 1.8. Okay, so going back to the required Rankine active force PA. So, eto yon. Actually, yan yon. And then, location of resultant is 1.8 meters. Next, let's go to problem number 3. Number 3, a retaining wall 5.8 meters high supports a soil with a unit weight of 17.3 kilonewton per cubic meter, friction angle of 26 degrees, and a cohesion of 14.5 kilopascal. Determine the following. A. Normal pressure acting at the back of the wall assuming no tensile cracking. B. Location of tensile crack measured from the surface of horizontal fill. And C. Active pressure if tensile crack occurs in the soil. So first, i-identify natin yung figure tsaka yung mga given. Okay, so ang height is 5.8 meters. So take note na isang layer lang ito. Kaya wala tayong subscript, H lang. And then unit weight, 17.3. Tapos phi or friction angle is 26 degrees. Tsaka yung C na cohesion is 14.5 kPa. And then for the required, A is normal pressure acting at the back of the wall assuming no tensile cracking. So ito yung P sub A. Or yan yung active force. Okay, so let's solve letter A, normal pressure. Now, step 1, solve the coefficients, which is 0.39. And then 2, draw and compute pressure diagrams. So, i-analyze natin yung given. So, ang given ay soil, wala siyang surcharge, pero meron siyang cohesion. So, going back to our pressure diagrams, which is nandito sa step 2, single layer lang siya, kaya probably ganito. Ang mga figures natin dyan, yung triangle ng soil, tsaka yung active cohesion, which is ito, no? Ngayon, kapag cohesion, ang polygon natin dyan ay rectangular. So basically, 2 polygons lang, soil tsaka yung active cohesion. Ngayon, dito sa problem, kapag walang binanggit either active or passive cohesion, always assume na ang cohesion ay active. Ibig sabihin ng active cohesion ay pakontra ang direction. Okay, so let us now draw the diagrams. So first, para sa soil, ang sigma ng soil ay unit weight times H times K sub A. Ang stress naman ng active cohesion ay negative 2c times square root of k sub a. Ayan. Okay? Next, kunin na natin yung step 3, which is compute lateral forces and location of resultant, or this is simply the areas of the polygons. So yung P1, that is 1/2 of 39.18 times 5.8 divided by 2, and we have 113.62. Tapos yung P2 naman, that is 18.12 times 5.8, and you have 105.10. And then yung P, or the summation P, that is the normal pressure or resultant, is you just subtract 113 minus 105, you will get 8.52. Ngayon, dito naglagay ako ng minus, pero actually, pwede rin yang gamitin mo siya na summation pa rin. Plus 105. Pero, dapat ang ilalagay mo dito ay negative. Okay, lagay natin negative since yung direction niya ay negative. Pwede rin yan. So, ang makukuha mo pa rin dyan ngayon ay, since hindi na to minus, magiging plus na yan. 8.52 pa rin. Okay. So, palitan natin to ng negative. Ayan. Next, we now go to required B, location of tensile crack measured from the surface of horizontal field. And then, ang ibig sabihin ng tensile cracking is, let's say na, remember na yung C, cohesion, ito yung property ng soil na pag didikit-dikitin niya yung soil particles. And then, meron namang soil pressure na tinutulak niya yung wall away. Okay, so, syempre, and active pressure means, remember na sa mga unang lectures natin is extension ng soil or there is tension in soil. Kaya mapapansin mo na meron ditong opposing direction of movement. So, magkakaroon tayo ng tensile cracking na tinatawag. Ngayon, ito yung pag pinagsama mo na itong dalawa, okay, yung polygon ng soil at yung polygon ng active cohesion, ito ang magiging final figure mo. Okay? So, itong 21.06, that is simply the summation of these pressures at the bottom, which is, yan. Balik natin yung negative. Okay, so this now becomes summation pa rin. Ayan, 21.06. And then, dito sa taas, 0 plus minus 18.2. Still, this becomes negative 18.2. Okay, so, sinali ko lang yung sign. Pero, take note na negative yan, kaya ang arrow niya, opposite direction. Ayan. Okay. Next is, so ito na yung pressure diagrams, and then by ratio and proportion, kunin lang natin yung location. Ito yung location ng tensile cracking, by the way. So meron tayong y1 tsaka y2, wherein y1 plus y2, that is equal to the h. So by ratio and proportion, ano ang ginawa natin dyan is ganito. Yung larger triangle, that is y2 all over, let's say, 18.12. Okay, so i-disregard natin yung sign. Okay, so vertical all over horizontal is equal to yung larger triangle naman, which is the height na, ano na yung height natin? This is 5.8. Okay? So ngayon, ang proportion niyan, yung height 5.8 divided by, so yung base ng larger triangle would be 21.06 plus, you just get the absolute value of this, 18.12, and from there, you can now get your y sub 2. Okay, so y sub 2 is this divided by 18.12, and that's how I got 2.68. Okay, try natin ito, no? So, i-multiply ko ito ng 18.12. Oops. Yan. Okay, so that's how I got 2.68. Next is letter C, active pressure if tensile crack occurs in the soil. Okay, next is nag-occur na yung tensile cracking, nag-extend na yung lupa. Ang nagpupush na lang ngayon sa wall is simply your P1 tsaka yung P1 tsaka yung P2. Pinagsama mo na yan ngayon, ito na yung resulta. Okay, pero ang i-isolate natin yung force na nagpo-push sa wall, ito na yon, yung kumbaga ito na yung P sub A. Dahil ito yung kumbaga parang passive force, no? Ito naman yung nagtutulak sa wall towards the soil. So all we need now is P sub A. And to solve that P sub A, you just get the area of this lower triangle. Okay? Since alam na natin na 21.06 yung ilalim, ay itong sigma dito sa ilalim, you just now have to get the height of this smaller triangle, which is equal to y1. Yan yung 5.8 minus 2.68. Okay? So yan yung 3.11 or yan yung y1. And then, solving na natin ngayon yung area, which is your P sub A. So this becomes 21.06 times 3.11 divided by 2. And that's how I got 32.82 kilonewton per meter. Ngayon, take note na ang lateral force natin is ang force that is point load or that is concentrated load, or dapat ang unit niyan ay kilonewton lang. Pero bakit may per meter doon? Okay, so ganito ang explanation niyan. So let's say we are looking at the cross section of a wall. So ito yung wall, tapos mahaba yan, ano? So something like this. Imagine nyo na ito yung dike. Okay, sa depensa ito yung dike, tapos mahaba to, siguro mga 300 meters, yun. Now, ang ina-analyze natin is yung dike, pero hindi buong 300 meters. We are analyzing the dike or the retaining wall at a unit length of 1 meter lang. Yan, ganyan. So, ibig sabihin nun, something like this. So, yung distance or yung strip na mini-measure natin ay 1 meter lang. Yan. So, per meter. Ibig sabihin, going back here sa lateral force, kada metro ng wall ay meron kang 32.82 kilonewtons. Okay? So, that's it. Thank you guys for listening.